Hello there, my name is Ben Chapman and welcome to Monday Night Raw in Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. If you have any questions or any comments you'd like to make, that's what the comment section is down there for. And we kick off this episode of Raw with John Cena in the ring, who apparently did not do well without a script to follow, because you know, that's just a traditional thing you'd hear about John Cena. And he's talking about how he is back in the WWE. He's not going to be here for long. He's in it for one big program, which will write him off again for a while, because he's got a movie coming up in this universe. And he's pretty much hyping that up and going on about how the WWE is his home. We have our first match of the evening, and it is a returning Finn Balor. Comes to the ring and he beats jobber Denzel Dejournette in 4 minutes 10. Pretty straightforward. Just gets in all of his offense, gets the crowd back on his side before hitting the 1916 and the coup de grace for the final victory. Gets a 72 rating. It's a pretty good squash match. Simple as that. And afterwards he cuts a promo and he also gets a 100 rated promo, which is phenomenal, as he goes on about how the Prince is back in WWE, and this time he is different than you ever saw him before. He does the bullet sign to the camera and shoots it before whispering in it, "For life." It's a tease, obviously. Do I know exactly where this tease is going to go? Kind of. This is a storyline which I want to try. I'm not sure how I'm going to achieve it though. We get two entrances now, as both Triple H and Brock Lesnar are shown arriving at the building. Gets a 69 because it's a short segment rated on overness. So, you know, Triple H and Brock Lesnar are both here in the building. It's just, you know, today is the Raw after Summerslam, so I kind of want to make it a big deal. Speaking of big deals, the Hurt Business come out, including 24/7 champion Bobby Lashley. And Bobby Lashley stands there looking menacingly, and MVP goes on about how 24/7, but Bobby Lashley isn't going to hide from you. So let's change this up. From now on, this is going to be the television title. This title will be defended every single week in an open challenge in a match. A sanctioned match. No more pinning anywhere. This is going to be sanctioned from now on. Open challenge starts now. And R-Truth is obviously the first person to interrupt it, because you know he's the guy for the 24/7 title. This is going to be a tertiary title used to build people up now, rather than the 24/7 sort of jokes. And the first match of the television title defense sees Bobby Lashley defeat R-Truth in less than 7 minutes 30 with a Dragon Sleeper. And he makes defense number 1 of his television title, because all of his roll-up detentions didn't really count as defenses according to this. But he is the first TV champion of the new era, and this is the new start for this belt. After that match, we get Bianca Belair coming to the ring. She is the new Raw Women's Champion, and she's cutting a promo about how she is the BEST in WWE. And this belt proves it. And she is interrupted by another return, because it's Raw after SummerSlam. I wanted to do a lot of returns, to be honest. And there was a lot of people who were absent. So, Charlotte Flair returns. And she comes out and she speaks to Bianca Belair. And she goes on about how they do have history together. And if I remember correctly, didn't I beat you in NXT earlier this year? Oh, I did, didn't I? Oh, so if I've beaten you, how can you be the BEST in WWE? I'm the Queen. There is nobody in the WWE who doesn't bow down to me. Good promo from Flair, and after talking for a while, she gets in the ring and she just hits Bianca Belair with a heeled big boot, and stands above her with the Raw Women's title before dropping it on Belair. It's the typical attack segment for a new champion. We then cut to Charlie Caruso backstage, who is frantic with the camera. She's sort of like dragging it along, and because she announced that she has found John Cena laying on the floor unconscious. And nobody knows why, as he's just been laid out. Pretty simple. We then get into a women's match as new WWE Tag Team Champion Ruby Riott defeats Peyton Royce with a wee Riott. A Riott kick. It was a simple match, only 6 minutes, but it was a decent way to give the sort of tag team division a bit of life, because it's kind of been suffocated a lot recently, and the Iconics are going to be potential challengers. They are not going to be challenging at Payback, though. Speaking of new champions coming out comes the WWE Champion, Randall Keith Orton. He comes out and he's talking about how last night Drew McIntyre tried, but he is not the chosen one. He is not going to be the golden boy of WWE. The golden boy of WWE is, and always has been, me. And he gets interrupted by Kevin Owens, somebody who definitely is not a golden boy by WWE standards. Owens comes out and he's like, Randy, you've got to this title by kicking old men in the head. I don't know about you, but I don't really think that's something a golden boy should be doing. But you know what, you're fair, WWE champion. You want to be the golden boy for this company? Then I want to fight you for that title at Payback. It'll be Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Be scared. It sort of gets Kevin Owens as this sort of badass babyface. And sort of, he is challenging Randy Orton. We then cut to a at-home pre-recorded segment between the Mysterios, where they're sitting. It's sort of like it's supposed to be the Dominic's first time home since SummerSlam, and pretty much Ray comes out and he just gives Dominic a hug, and he goes on about how he's proud of Dominic for standing up against Seth and holding his own. He's impressed. Gets a 96 rating. Pretty good segment, if you ask me. Tag team match up next as Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo take on Team 3.0 from NXT. They are just coming up as they do lose in this match. They're not coming up permanently. And Black and Carrillo win when Aleister Black pins Matt Martel with the Black Mass. Pretty simple segment, gets a 79 rating. The Black and Carrillo ratings are phenomenal. And we go backstage and Dolph Ziggler is just walking around, when suddenly Shayna Baszler, out of nowhere, just starts choking him. She just jumps out from like a shadow and and puts him in the Kurifuna clutch, a sleeper hold, standing up. And you see Dolph Ziggler just pass out, and Baszler drags him away into a cupboard. Pretty simple segment, nothing extravagant, but something which will get the audience, hopefully, thinking. Kevin Owens has a match now after challenging Randy Orton for the WWE title earlier. Well, might as well have a match, and he's facing Mojo Rawley. And it's pretty simple, 8 minutes, 1 ad break before a pop-up powerbomb. Kevin Owens is the winner, not even using the pile driver or the stunner. 76 rating, pretty good. Owens gets a 90, which is phenomenal. And after the match, Kevin Owens is celebrating when suddenly RKO out of nowhere. RKO on KO. Completely out of nowhere. Hits in the RKO, and Randy Orton just stands above Kevin Owens and holds up his WWE title before getting down in Kevin Owens' face and saying, "Be careful what you wish for, bitch." Simple sentiment, effective though. We then get an interesting segment. John Cena is starting to come to a bit when Triple H walks into the room and goes on about, "Hey John, are you alright? Are you okay?" And the Undisputed Era just burst in and all start beating down Cena. "What's the matter, John? Twice in one night, not good enough for you? What happened to rise above hate? What happened to stand up? You're being taken out by John by 4 people who've only just turned up on the WWE main roster. What happened to you, John?" Triple H is just taunting Cena, going on about how, because this is the act which Triple H promised last week. It's the Undisputed Era. It was quite obvious when you actually thought about it. And it was the Undisputed Era who attacked Cena. And it's going to be the Undisputed, and it's probably going to be Cena for Adam Cole at Payback. 71 segment, because there was a bit of issues with dialogue, but everyone had a groundswell of public support. And Triple H and Cena are technically feuding now. So eventually, that is going to be a match which happens. Next segment sees the Messiahs in the ring cutting a promo, talking about how last night Dominic Mysterio was not the right person for a sacrifice, but sacrifices have to be made for the sanctity of the WWE, for the sanctity of Monday Night Raw. And they get attacked by Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo. It's a broad segment. Rollins pretty much hightails out of there, so it's Black and Carrillo. Carrillo manages to hit Theory with the flatliner, and Black hits Murphy with a Black Mass, leaving Black and Carrillo in the ring, staring down Rollins at the top of the entrance ramp, who has just left his disciples to get beaten up for him. It's a 93 segment though. We get a hype package because next week, Christian is going to be returning to WWE Raw to make a big announcement. Simple segment, hype package for next week. Renee Young finds Triple H and the Undisputed Era and asks, "What's going on? What's happening?" And Triple H talks, and he goes, "WWE has been stale for too long. I have sat back and watched this product, which I loved, which I put all my passion into, grow stale. Not anymore. It is time to shock the system." I know Triple H is being portrayed as a heel, but I'm pretty sure quite a lot of the internet wrestling fans would see this as a babyface move. Then get the actual main event match, which is a rematch from SummerSlam as Ricochet defends against MVP, his US title, and Ricochet just wins straight out. Makes the first defense of his US title. MVP is now out of the US title picture. Segment put you backstage, seeing Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman getting ready to come out to the ring. General hype segment for the next segment. We then get a match announcement. The next week we'll be getting Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy. So that's two things booked for next week. Got Christian's announcement and Blackham versus Murphy. Pretty good match. And the main event segment. See Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman in the ring. Talking about how Lesnar's not been seen since WrestleMania. It's now gone to SummerSlam. And Lesnar's back. Lesnar's ready to take the WWE back again. This is his kingdom. This is where he belongs. And they walk back up the ramp to try and take in the heat. The show's still on. Lesnar turns around to walk and suddenly Claymore. Drew McIntyre comes flying through the air with a Claymore and lays out Brock Lesnar. Just like he did pre-Mania. Drew is psychotic after losing his title. He's completely mad. And he screams in Brock's face, "You're not needed anymore." Gets a 93 rating. If we go overall, what did the show get? 94? Hello! That's phenomenal for a Raw after SummerSlam. We did have a lot of returns and big names on the show, I will say that. We also had Aleister Black and Humberto Carrillo versus Chase Parker and Matt Martell, though. I really don't think we can just say that this was only a good show because of the big names we brought back. That was a good show, to be honest. I've been Ben Chapman. Tell me, what did you think? Did you like that show? Let me know in the comments below. Like it if you did, though. Bye.